Ages, if our young people would like to come forward, or if you don't want to, you can sit there. I know it's a little open in here today, and Beltane is a time for all ages. Did you want to come up or not? You don't have to. Yeah? So it's nice to see you coming up, and you are in red, and you have a flower, and a lot of you saw the flowers at the desk and got a flower coming in because this is the merry month of May. So does that mean anything to any of you? Not really? Okay, yeah, it is but you know about bonfire not? Yes, again, they won't let me do a bonfire in here, but we had fire in the morning. And what we are honoring is a fire festival. And what we are celebrating is fire like the sun. And you see that lovely piece of artwork that is by a local artist named Jacobs. It's a big round solar symbol. And if you look really closely, there's faces in there. So you see the faces, everyone? And that is a perfect representation of our community, of all of our faces, all of our differences. Yet we are in this big circle around the sun. Because ever since Yule, when the sun was at its lowest and the nights were very long, it's been getting brighter and brighter. And now past the spring equinox, we are in the month of May. We have sunshine, we have flowers. I really want to thank Janaea and Nick for the beautiful flowers from their garden they shared. And this was the celebration of a Roman goddess named Flora. And her holiday was the Floralia. And it was about a lot of music and dance and appreciating the beauty. And I know for some of the adults, stop and smell the flowers is almost a cliche, but it is so true. And we often forget about the type of beauty we have around here. And what I would really encourage all of you to do in May is be aware of your senses. Smell the flowers, look at them, notice the colors. There's all kinds of different flowers and shapes. Look at their beauty and take them in. The same with the animal life, with the bees and the butterflies that are all bursting around. And this is the season of growth. This was a holiday by some very ancient European people known as the Celts. You may or may not have heard of the Celts. But if you are of Scottish or Irish or Welsh descent, then you still have some Celtic blood. And several thousand years ago, the Celts were all over Northern Europe, and they were a tribal people, in some ways very similar to what the Native American peoples were like when the Europeans came here. They were people of the land, and they honored the land and the tribe by celebrating Beltane. And May is the opening of the year. It is the opening to life. It is the time of planting. Again, depending on where you were in Europe, there are different dates where you might be planting different things. But this is the time that we want growth and abundance. And you're seeing all the nice strawberries coming in because yummy things to eat over the summer are also a part of enjoying the beauty. Blueberries and cantaloupes and watermelons and cherries and corn and all those wonderful fresh fruits and vegetables that you can enjoy and that nourish your bodies. And the Celts were a people that herded cattle. Remember, they were very ancient. They didn't have things like nice heated houses and cars and computers and all the wonderful things that we have. So what they would do in the winter is they would bring their cattle into the barns because it was really cold. The other part of Beltane was sending the cattle out to pasture, and the cattle were their food source of milk and meat and hides and everything else. And the cattle would be going out to feed now that it was green, and they would be planting. So they would be looking forward to the abundance of May. And even today, there's a lot of holidays in May. There's the May Day celebrations of dancing the maypole, which the grown-ups will be doing later on. And there's Mother's Day coming up. And it's also honoring labor with May Day, with all the people who work. So I encourage you for May, celebrate. I don't know if you're in school yet, but some of you may be looking forward to the end of school season and the summertime where you can go and swim and enjoy time outside. Play outside, enjoy the sun, enjoy the grass, breathe the air, celebrate the beauty of May. And with that, we'll sing you out to your classrooms. Oh, you had the first strawberry. Yay! Good for you. That first strawberry is special.
As you go, rejoice around you. As you go, may you grow. Know our love is with you always. As you go, as you go.
As you can see, there's a lot of percussion instruments. Beltane is not exactly a quiet holiday. And we are celebrating within the circle. There's space in here, and all of you can form the wheel of energy around, as we'll be dancing with the maypole later on. You'll see the roundness of the energy of the sun and the moon, and all of the orbiting of the stars and the sun and the planets around, as we are stars in a company of stars orbiting in our spaces. And how do we fuel our energy? And that is with the energy of the drum or whatever percussion. If you don't have percussion and you would like some, come on up. There's plenty of tambourines and things up here. So I would invite you, if you have something, whatever it is, there's stuff there. Natalie, there's something next to you. You've got the big drum. There's a drum there. If you don't have anything, we have a few more. If you're shy, that's fine. And just take a look for a moment and look at your instrument and see, even if you don't know how to play it, that's totally fine. This is an inclusive circle because Beltane is an inclusive community, and you will see where there's parts where you might get a sound. Let's see if we can try just doing one beat together. Get ourselves in sync. Yes. Making our circle where we can connect with each other through our sounds, through our movements. Yeah. Okay. And just be aware, continue to breathe deeply. Bring yourself into this space. Think of the one beat, the beginning of our one universe, connected, pulsing, vibrant. And then the cells and particles began differentiating, and we're going into our two beat. Splitting into our opposites. Light and dark. Hot and cold. The inner, the outer. The large and the small. And the polarities. And you scientists, think of all the positive and negative ions in all of the atoms spinning and whirling as we move into our vortex of creation. Abundant life, spinning and swirling. The great sun, the great ball of fire, whirling through space, particles and dust and star stuff, splitting off, forming our planet. Splitting and cooling into the universe we know now. And here on Earth, crawling on this circle. If you'd like to hold your hand over your heart for a moment, feel your own heart pounding. Take a few breaths. Meditation isn't always sitting and quieting. It's also bringing ourselves into this energy. And now from here, we are awakened. We are a community. And now it is time that we share our gifts.
Earth energy is strong at Beltane, and all of life is bursting with potent fertility. We see growth and renewal all around us in the leafy trees and the brilliant flowers and the birds and bees and butterflies as they sing and buzz and flutter. This is the season to bring our hopes and dreams into action. Earth energy manifests in material form, and it is your generous gifts that stimulate and fertilize the growth of our church.
Our offertory piece is Pantheon by Arthur Hines of Emerald Rose, and it honors the masculine and feminine energies that are so potent at Beltane. Lu, Loki, Mars, Osiris, Shiva, Hermes, Dionysus. 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 Sky, Mars, Osiris, Shiva, Hermes, Dionysus. Lu, Loki, Mars, Osiris, Shiva, Hermes, Dionysus. Sky, Mars, Osiris, Shiva, Hermes, Dionysus. Mars, Osiris, dancing Lord. Freya, Shakti, Apollyon, Rhea, Sword, dancing Lord. Freya, Shakti, Apollyon, Rhea, Sword, dancing Dionysus. Raising up the Dionysus. Loki, Mars, Osiris, Shiva, Hermes, Dionysus. Loki, Mars, Osiris, Shiva, Hermes, Dionysus. Loki, Mars, Osiris, Shiva, Hermes, Dionysus. Freya, Shakti, Hathorian, Freya, Mat, the Morrigan. Freya, Shakti, Hathorian, Freya, Mat, the Morrigan. High, raising up the goddess. Oh, fill my soul. High, raising up my spirit. Oh, make me whole. And thank you for your gifts that continually make us whole. And Beltane is a human holiday. I forgot to sing the kids out, but I think if she would like to do the maypole, she's tall enough that people won't have to duck under her too much. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the maypole and all of these lovely ribbons, because it is a holiday of connection and celebration. And I realize some of this might be a little bit more adult for. So if you don't mind, we will sing you out quickly. I'm sorry, I messed up. I totally admit it, but we are human. So. He wants to, okay, the conversation gets a little bit adult. Okay, as long as you know, because Beltane is a celebration of fertility and sexuality. Yes, okay, good. I have to be careful around kids, sorry guys. And some of you are familiar with the holiday of Samhain, October 31st, that celebrates death. If you look at the calendar, Beltane is 6 months away, and it is the celebration of life. So the Celtic calendar, very balanced between our two most basic aspects of life and death. And Samhain got suppressed some, but every culture, even a very traditionally conservative religious culture, is okay with honoring the departed. Beltane and life, it's about sexual energy. A lot of certain forms of Christianity, especially Puritans, had a lot of problems with that, so a lot of that became suppressed. So that's where we don't have as unbroken a line of what exactly did the ancient peoples do. We know it was a Celtic festival of celebration, and part of the belief was that human fertility engendered the fertility of the land. And the Roman goddess Flora that I talked about, her festivals got rather licentious because people liked to drink and there were naked ladies on stage. And let's just say the working girls did very well for themselves at that time of year. So we are looking at some ancient cultures that did not have the kind of prudery that a lot of our cultures have, because there's some people think that you shouldn't talk about sex in a church. But this is how we bring it into the realm of the sacred. And in many cultures, we have the sense of the sacred marriage between the god and goddess. If you look at some of the ancient Sumerian love poetry of Inanna and Dumuzi, celebrating in their bed, engendering the fertility of the earth, and some of that energy is made it into the Bible somehow with Song of Solomon. Although it didn't, it was detached from the nature aspects somewhat. And if we look at the custom of bringing in the May, kids' version is you go out in the woods early in the morning and you pick all these flowers and you put them in baskets, and then you go up to your favorite neighbor, you put them on their porch, you ring their door and walk away. So it's kind of a reverse Samhain, where instead of trick-or-treating and saying, give me treats, you leave treats for people and then they have to guess who it's from. The more adult version of bringing in the May, we want all this lovely greenery to come in and light and decorate our homes with the kinds of flowers that we have out there. So all the young people would have to go out in the woods at night, and they would have to spend all night looking for the perfect garland and the boughs of trees and bringing in all the greenery. And if certain things happened, like people got together at night, that was part of the Beltane celebration. It was known as the Greenwood marriage. And it was also something of a trial run, because in general, June was the month for marriage, but there was also, let's see if we're compatible first, or you might want to wait until there is the sign of a child. So there is very much the fertility aspects of Beltane. And after all, okay, Joe?
Yes.
Bring the pole out now.
I'm here.
This pole.
Oh.
Yes, Beltane is a time of bad jokes, and anyone who doesn't know, yes, Joe is Polish, so the pole has the pole. Sorry. So this is our maypole, and as you can see, it is erect, it is strong, it has a solid virile energy. It is also connected in a more spiritual sense with the world tree, the tree whose branches go into the sky, whose roots are deep into the earth. Among the Norse, this was Yggdrasil. Among the Celts, this was Belay. And there are many, many stories of sacred trees throughout world mythology. So this is that connection of earth and sky. And in some theologies, Beltane is the marriage of the sun and the earth, or the sky and the earth. And you go back to many mythologies of Uranus and Gaia, or reversed order in the Egyptian pantheon, it's Nuit who is up in the sky, and Geb literally reaching up towards her, so that they are engendering fruition. And so the symbolism of the maypole is, of course, we have our lovely ribbons, many, many colors. It is a representation as well of community spirit. There is that connection with each other, and there is the broader connection where the community comes together in many ways, as we did last night, to share talent and services and joy. And also in many communities, different people might grow different things. People would trade goods, trade services, and people would bring in what they had. So that is a lot of this energy of coming together. And with Beltane, for many of the Celtic tribes of Northern Europe, it might have been a long, cold winter. Beltane might be the first gathering. And there might be if a couple had been pent up in the winter for 6 months in the cold and got sick of each other. We're coming into Beltane to say, nope, who said you could go anywhere? If they needed to, and it might be time to look for someone new. So it's looking, it's a lot of flirtation, it's a lot of joy and a lot of energy, and it involves movement. So we're going to do something a little new for the morning service. We are going to invite all of you to dance the maypole. So it's not going to be super fast, so I'd like to encourage everyone who would like to. It's okay. I will talk you through it. Mm-hmm. Come on, Dee. And I'm going to give everyone, I have the ribbon folded, so, yes. So you will take one end, Barb knows how to do this. So here's one end you can tie on and you hold on the other end. And then passing ribbon, I'm bringing ribbons around. I'm doing my best not to tangle them too much. Do you need one? I have a ton of ribbon. I was in the sanctuary setting all of this up last night, so we would be ready. And Jim, and you guys back there. Okay. And when we are going around, we are not going super fast. And Natalia, did you can come up and grab.
Excuse me?
And does everybody,
Thank
anybody
you.
else need
That's
some
what you said
ribbon?
last night.
We didn't have a chance to rehearse it, but yeah, I was Yes, these are nice long ribbons. And did everyone? Did you guys want to do the maypole? You want to do the maypole? You guys want to come do it? Yes. Right, yeah. And I'll get you a ribbon and.
Welcome to church.
This is wonderful.
There you go. All right.
Any of you guys want to do it?
Anybody else?
Okay.
Me.
Everybody got a ribbon? Do you need one?
I don't know what to do.
So those of you,
I'm so confused.
and it was taking a few moments for prop distribution, but we got streamers. So everybody can participate. Do you like a streamer? Do you like a streamer? And Margaret, would you like a
I
streamer?
wanted to have a season, and I thought the original Wicker Man would be a good one.
Okay, I think you're good.
And anybody?
Have you ever seen the original Wicker Man?
I don't think I have.
No, sorry.
Streamer.
Yes.
Liz?
Okay.
Streamer.
Christopher Lee and
streamer.
Edward Woodward. Great film.
And anybody else need a streamer? Got a few. If anybody comes in and wants a streamer, they are.
you could
Frank,
rent
want,
it, buy it.
okay. Oh, great. Okay, Joe, we
Yeah.
actually have a holder that hopefully the pole will work in.
No, I got this.
That can go.
Joe, center's about here.
Center
Right.
is roughly here. Is everyone tied on?
Okay, I don't know if it's gonna.
So I basically encourage you to, if you can hold your, see how Janaea has hers, there's the slack in there.
Let me see if this fits.
Yeah, hold up your cord. Okay.
Yeah, not
And
really.
we are going to begin.
No.
We'll start with you two facing each other. We would like you two are facing each other. Chris and Matthew, Dee and Debbie. You guys are facing. You guys are facing. So, okay, Lisa and you guys. What? You guys can face each other. And if we need one more, I will get in and do one. So, Chris, you will be facing me. Yes. I will take a black one for my evil dog pupped. Okay, Joe, we need to get one more on. Sorry. Adding one more on.
Hey, who are you calling a moron?
Okay, guys. Okay, everyone, please be quiet. I know this is normal for a maypole. I warned everybody it's going to be more chaotic than usual, which is fine. And one of the things to keep in mind as we go around, it is not going to be perfect. You will bump into people. Because you know what? It's community. And this is also an exercise in learning to move around each other. So remember I started pairing everybody off? So basically you want to hold your ribbon so that it can either, everyone please, okay? Yeah, it'll be easier I think if I explain it. So when we are starting on, everybody's facing right shoulder. So there are going to be some people going this way and some people going the other way. That is perfectly normal. You stay on your trajectory, which means like you got like me and Owen and I'm sorry, what's your name? Keziah and Jim and everyone this way is going to go this way. The others keep in your path. We're going to start right shoulder to right shoulder. So I'm going to pass Chris. He is going to go over. The people that are facing in my direction will go under first, and the people in Chris's direction go over first. And then we flip it, and then we go over. So this is our practice run. And now, keep going. And then you can go under D's. And then out, and then I go under. Okay, and pause everyone, just pause facing whoever you're at. And Kathy is going to be singing us a fairly traditional song for the May. And we are just going to weave this. It's not super fast. Take your time until we get all this ribbon wound down upon our pole. Yes. Right shoulder, then left shoulder. And let's
Hail to
go.
the summer, hail to the summer. The
You guys out there can wave your streamers.
cold winter away. Hail
Okay.
to the summer,
Yes.
hail to the
I go
summer.
under, and then I
Light
go,
your
whoops,
bonfire. Today
And if
is
we-
Beltane. High on Mount Caburn, we look down on Token Land. The mist rolls
Keep it
away.
moving, guys.
The
It's
sun
not going to be
Let
perfect.
him out.
the ring of the forest bells rings on the May morning. Set free your spirit, come dance up the dawn. Hail to the summer, hail to the summer, the season that drives the cold winter away. Hail to the summer, hail to the summer, light your bonfire, today is Beltane. Down west in Padstow, the wee osprey's round and round, fired by the teaser who's calling him on. The rhythm of the drums in the hills of the Wilford town brings
able to go under some. Light your bonfires. Today is Beltane.
In the old town of Hastings, the streets line away today. Garlands of ivy and flowers are seen. But for the man who wears a green leafy coat, release the summer, please back in the green. Summer, hail to the summer that drives cold winter away. Hail to the summer, hail to the summer. Light your bonfire, today is Beltane.
Okay, when you're out, you can go in and tie off. Whoever has a ribbon can keep going. If you're about out, you can tie off.
Oh, ring out the forest bells, brings on the May morning. Set free your spirit, come dance up the dawn. Hail to the summer, hail to the summer.
Oh, I think you got wait, under a little more with that.
Hail to the summer, hail to the summer. light, what a mighty house of David. Look for the man who wears a green leafy
Some of us are a few more rounds. Let me take the tie off. The
Hail to
sun
the summer, hail to the summer, the season that drives all winter away.
What's that?
Hail to the summer, hail to the summer, like a fire.
go a little bit.
I've had that happen.
We have a few minutes. We've got to tie off all of these.
Thank you.
You managed to not get us to have us tie you up.
No, that's happened.
Joe wanted to get tied up.
Oh, secrets, secrets.
So we tie it around.
Wait, don't do double knots.
Oh, God, I got it.
And it can, I mean, it can stay on, and then we keep rewrapping and see what a nice, it's chaotic. If you notice how chaotic this weave is, this is normal for Beltane.
Oh, is it?
I know it is not normal for a UU service, but Beltane can be chaotic because our lives often are.
Tie your horns to it.
Probably some mathematical formula that if we could understand it.
Okay, can you lower your hand so I can keep tying? Joe, bring a hand up here. Yeah, I want to try to keep tying on down here.
All right.
That too.
There you go, string theory.
Yes.
I think I
String
got
theory. You never can find a piece of string when you need one.
what
Okay, hold
happened.
on a minute. Finish these wrapping.
I lost my yellow.
Oh, which one is your yellow? I'm just trying to catch up.
That one must be your yellow.
This might be your yellow.
Somebody stole my yellow.
No, I was just trying to grab a few of the loose ends that might have been left here.
I'd like to report a stolen yellow.
Well, mine's not stolen. I got it. I hung on to it.
You have a reputation for stealing everybody else's ribbon.
Yeah,
I
well,
know that, you
anything
know?
that's yellow or green, lime green,
Right, so-
okay?
Stay away from my yellow. Give me your glasses.
So I would be after your yellow.
All right, Joe, I'm going to get you some drumming in a minute for your favorite part. Everyone tied in, yes.
Are you getting paid to do this?
No.
You should.
Thank you.
Okay, Joe, are you ready?
That's in a second, yeah.
Oh, there's a couple of some of these loose ones in. Can you get out, Ruth, you're on a couple of these? Yeah, let me get these all
Ruth is, yeah.
right in. I might have a few dangly bits, but that's okay. Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And take it out of the thing.
Yep.
Ready? All right, drummers, let's bless the pole. with what is loud, what is chaotic. And our closing hymn continues this with Lord of the Dance. At the end, we'll be bringing everyone into a spiral dance, but we'll start with our song. The lyrics are on the screen.
You start. Oh, I think you said A minor. You started on A minor, didn't you? Oh. When she danced on the waters and the wind was her horn, the lady laughed and everything was born. She lit the sun and the light gave him birth. The Lord of the dance then appeared on the earth. Dance then wherever you may be, for I am the Lord of the dance, said he, and I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you on in the dance, said he. In the morning when the world was begun, I danced in the moon and the stars and the sun. I was called from the darkness by the song of the earth. I joined in the singing in shapely birth. Dance then wherever you may be, for I am the Lord of the dance, said he, and I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you on in the dance, said he. Cut me down, but I leaped up high, for I am the light that will never, never die. I'll live in you if you live in me, for I am the Lord of the dance, said he. Dance, dance, wherever you may be, for I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. Dance, dance, wherever you may be, for I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you on in the dance, said he. Dance, dance, wherever you may be, for I am the Lord of the dance, said he. And I'll lead you all wherever you may be, I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. Dance, dance, wherever you may be, I am the Lord of the dance, said he. And I'll lead you all wherever you may be, I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. Dance, dance, wherever you may be, I am the Lord of the dance, said he. And I'll lead you all wherever you may be, I will lead you all in the dance, said he. Dance, dance, wherever you may be, I am the Lord of the dance, said he. And I'll lead you all wherever you may be, I will lead you all in the dance.
The sky, touch the earth. Thank you for participating in our wonderful Beltane ritual. And now, for our closing, we will say farewell to our quarters.
Okay. I get my.
Starting with Joe.
Okay. Hi, here we are. Spirit of the East, element of wisdom, the air we breathe, we thank you for your wisdom and your clarity. Blessed be.
Spirit of the North, element of the earth that grounds us, we thank you for your strength and stability. Blessed be.
Spirit of the South, element of fire. I'm sorry.
Spirit of the West,
Oh, sorry, right.
element of the water that ebbs and flows, we thank you for your love and grace. Blessed be.
Spirit of the South, element of fire, we thank you for your courage and your passion. Blessed be.
Spirit of life that sustains us all. Get in here.
Come to me, come to me.
That's pretty much for our postlude. We invite you to drum, and if you still have energy to get up and dance, feel free.
Hi, everybody. Wonderful, wonderful service. It was good to see you all. Bye. Hi, Alan and Marcia.